Welcome to the bold analysis. William Ruto's impromptu rally in Eldoret town today, after attending the devolution conference, ended in disarray. And it is because the past is haunting. Today, after officially opening up the devolution conference that is going on in after attending that is going on in Eldoret, William Ruto, as usual, decided to stroll in the streets of Eldoret town to engage with the residents. It's normally given a super name as Meet the People Tour, but clearly it is normally a campaign rally. This is something that Ruto has normalized, and I've always insisted that he needed to withdraw from the public because his speeches have become very predictable and people seem not to be very interested. I wanted to watch this video, and can you make some very clear observation? Yes, the turnout is huge. People have come out in the large numbers, but I've been told it is at the center of it's at a place where there is normally very crowded because it's around the town center in Eldoret. And again, you realize that he's not accompanied by other Rift Valley leaders. The Oscar Sudis are not there, so it's just alone. Make the observation that while he's talking, the people are just, they're not interacting with the message. You cannot see the vigor, the kind of vigor that we'll see by the time William Ruto was campaigning. And I paid close attention because this is what he said. This is what happened. And he decided to talk about Raila Odinga. And I wanted to just get a snippet of that video here.
Mwisho kabisa, mimi nataka niwaambie ya kwamba tuko pamoja. Maneno ya kulete fujo, maneno ya kuharibu mali, maneno ya kuharibu biashara ya watu, maneno ya kupiganisha vijana na polisi, hiyo maneno nimesema itakoma kwa sababu it is undemocratic, it is unconstitutional, it is against the law, it is unpatriotic. It is not right for any leader, present, past or future, to organize citizens to fight with our security agencies, to cause mayhem, to cause violence, to destroy property, to destroy public property.
That video that you've watched, William Samoei Ruto is clearly talking about Raila Odinga, and it's become very predictable and very boring. As a president, what would be the expectation? That he will speak about government. He will speak less of propaganda and remain within the factual grounds. For how long will you tell the country about how Raila is talking about servers, how Raila this, for how long will you talk about Raila Odinga? He's on the outside of the opposition. So his work is to criticize government. Part of what he does is to criticize government. But the obligation of the government is to explain to the people what they have been doing. He's gone to the public. He's supposed to explain to the public about what they are doing. He's supposed to defend the education model that they're introducing. They're supposed to go and explain more about that model. Explain more about fuel subsidy. Explain more about when the prices of goods will go down. I think there should be more of what government is doing in respect to devolution and less of Raila this, Raila that. And it seems to have used Raila now. There is another, and I wanted to watch this other video. While he was talking, the people that were around the convoy decided to ask him about that Finland saga, and he had to comment, and they wanted to listen to his response. He looks unprepared. He looks unprepared even to address it. And when the masses raised, when the population, people there raised it, he found himself talking very casual about it, and in fact, just spitting emotions. Listen to what he said about the Mandago. Now, when you watch that video, you realize that ni watu wamemuuliza. He after talking about Raila and all that, but people said, okay, fine, it's enough of Raila, but what about this issue of Mandago? Because the population demanded answers. And by the way, that he did not speak for long. He spoke for around 5 to 6 minutes. And then the convoy cleared the way and he had to drive and go. It is very clear. There are things, one thing is happening there is William Ruto, as the president, he speaks things that the population are not so much, the population is not so busy with it. Because to speak the truth, there is no effect of protest in Eldoret. Tusidanganyane. Let's say the truth. There was no protest in Eldoret. So even if you are talking about uharibifu wa malu, I don't know what, those things, there's nothing that was destroyed in Eldoret because of this protest. If you will speak about that in Kisumu or someplace, then that will make some sense. There is nothing like uharibifu wa mali in Eldoret. So you realize that what he's saying there does not resonate with the residents. What those people wanted to hear from him is about that issue of Mandago. Because it's been in the town, those people that are staying in Eldoret, they saw parents complaining, and of course they were saying that it's shaming. Now you will clearly realize something about it. And kindly subscribe to our channel. Make sure you click the notification bell and also like our video. We are continuing with our challenge, 100 subscribers challenge, as we head towards 55,000 subscribers. There is something here. Ruto is simply using Raila Odinga's name to emotionally charge his tired supporters. Raila Odinga, the protest that was called by Raila Odinga and what happened is a rider in every speech that Kenya Kwanza, that William Ruto is making while addressing the public. And as it becomes so much interesting that maybe the intelligence has told Ruto that when you mention the name of Raila Odinga, you charge, because that's the only thing he can speak about. What I expect is you'll speak more about what Waziri Mithika Linturi is doing on matters fertilizer and agriculture. Waziri, now there is Maisha, is it Maisha number? You should speak more about what Maisha number is all about. How Maisha number is different from Huduma number, so that people will take. You'll speak more about I've just got another new discussion about finance, housing levy, the way housing levy is going to be deducted from allowances and all that. So that's what the discussion will be about. But Raila Odinga's invoking the name of Raila Odinga is just to emotionally charge supporters. And that's why when he's speaking in the coast, in Rift Valley, in the coast, in the Rift Valley and the central, he cannot go on top of the car and fail to mention Raila Odinga. Someone will ask, why is Raila mentioning him? Raila is the opposition leader. William Ruto is the president. So everyone else must talk about him, including the media, including us. But for him, what he says to the public is simply not what the public wants to hear. Now, I want to speak to the parents in Uasin Gishu, the parents that were affected by that saga. I'm not a prophet, and I'm not planning to be one. Critically, if you listen to William Ruto's speech, when you listen to William Ruto's speech, there is something that you just need to hear there. And what William Ruto is clearly telling you, someone who is listening to it, is Ruto is controlling the emotions of the parents. Remember, he's just consoling those parents, and he's not giving you any solution. Now, it is not a coincidence. Today, There was a social media report that emerged that police were looking for Mandago. It was very early that there was some warrant of arrest against Mandago. Then today, Mandago has allegedly been arrested, but I think he has presented himself to DC officers in Nakuru. Allegedly being arrested, has been arrested in connection to that Finland education scam. Then today, the same day, William Ruto is also talking about it in Eldoret. The arrest, the parents just did a refund. I listened to the complaints during last week when they were talking in the town hall with the leaders. They spoke about a refund. I am so sure that those parents are no longer interested on those kids going to study abroad. And they don't trust anyone. They may not even trust William Ruto's sponsorship to those kids. I think they've given up. They want to take those kids to the private universities around here. So it is very clear that what William Ruto has gone there and what he's telling the parents just to console them. Console them, telling them that we're also going to give a sponsorship. There is no sponsorship that Kenyan government, MP, or the structures are MP, the governor. There is no sponsorship, itakulipia all those millions for you to go and study abroad. No. It's just locally here. And again, not that much promising. The arrest of Mandago was a state scheme to manage the population who had already shown hostility about the devolution conference. I listened last week, they said that devolution conference will not make any sense and it will not happen here if these parents are not sorted. So to manage the whole scheme, they wanted to make sure that they make that arrest. I am still categorical and I'm not changing my position. The proceeds of that scam did not benefit one person. The proceeds of that scam got its way in the political campaigns in the run-up to last general election. What Ruto is doing in Eldoret is reverse psychology. He's not heard about this scam for the first time. This scam has been here for more than 7 months. Since, I think since February. I think let's talk of 6 months. The parents have been talking about it. It did not have Ruto to go to the public, now tell them, bure kabisa, wametuaibisha. He's pushed the blame on it. But knowing very well that the investigation, and do you want to tell me that someone is going to lock up Mandago for more than 3 days? Oh no. And even if he's locked, it's just for contingency, for optics. But I don't see a commitment. Who would expect William Ruto to lock Mandago over that Finland scam while billion cases have been dropped here in the altar of politics? Huge cases have been dropped during Kenya Kwanza administration here because of politics, of convenience. So do you want to tell me that Mandago will be locked? No. Tell it to someone else. And for the parents, it's not going to. Because I've always said, if William Ruto wanted to help those parents, he would just put a call to the governor in Mandago and tell Mandago that Mr. Kihi's story, can you give back those parents their money? Just that. And if that money is going to be refunded, either if it's going to be recouped, it will be recouped by asset recovery, and it will get to government without even parents getting it. And at the end of the day, they'll have to carry their own burden. On this one, I think something is amiss. I still insist. Let William Ruto go and attend events and launch, then get to his car and come back and work from State House. Avoid the public, because the speeches are now very predictable and they seem not to match, they seem not to resonate with the population. You need to retreat a bit. And then, so that even when you sound fresh, you sound rejuvenated, you bring something new. You cannot just be talking one rally, one after the other, on top of the can, saying the same thing. And you look like someone in the campaign mode. It's making it boring and it's taking the country back to election mode. Thank you.